Today's video is all about player equipment. What's legal, what's illegal under the new NFHS flag football rules. Now, this video is a clip from a recent officials training in the state of North Carolina. There may be some state adaptations in your state that are different than what is discussed here. Mandatory player equipment. They need a jersey, they need a mouthpiece, they need shorts, pants, a skirt, they need shoes, and they need a flag belt. So let's talk about each of these. Jerseys, unaltered and tucked in. Um, Being tucked in is of even more importance this year when you see the flag belts. They have to tuck the jersey in. Visiting teams, they should be wearing white jerseys. Home teams, they should be wearing dark jerseys. That might not always happen. As long as they are different colors, we're going to play the game. All right. I think it says in the rules, in our rules document for North Carolina, that the visiting team is responsible for bringing a second set of jerseys and changing jerseys. I don't care who changes, but we just need to make sure they're different colors. Somebody needs to put pennies on, that's fine. And then numbers should be on the jerseys. All right, mouth guards. They have to have a mouth guard. We had a team last year that third or fourth week of the season didn't have mouth guards. They have to have, every single player has to wear a mouth guard. Any of those top three, those are fine. Those are just kind of regular mouth guards. These two, as you can tell, have that some sort of extra piece on them, right? So these really long plastic pieces on these mouth guards. Those are no good, all right? And the reason being, just like a lot of the safety rules here, is that this extra piece creates that loop, right? And flag football is going after flags and grabbing, and it's really easy to get caught on these extra pieces. So they can't have these extra pieces to their mouth guards. And I will go over this with the coaches in their coaches meeting. All right, pants, shorts. They really want to wear a skirt, they can. All right. I know we had a lot of kind of, questions about this last year with vertical stripes and the colors of the stripes and the colors of the flags and all that. This year, the rules say that they need to have pants, shorts, skirts, same color for a whole team, and it's got to clearly contrast with the color of the flag and the flag belt. So I don't care what color the shorts are, as long as they contrast with the flag and the flag belt. So if they're wearing black shorts, they can wear, yellow flags. If they have yellow flags, they can't wear yellow shorts, right? And I'll skip to that third bullet. This is different than what's in the rule book, but this is what something the coaches have asked. A lot of the jerseys that they've been given have vertical striping, and if those of you that worked last year know we ran into that. They can have a vertical stripe down their shorts or pants as long as it clearly contrasts with the color of the flags and the flag belt. So again, that's the key. So if they're wearing green shorts with a white stripe, that's fine as long as their flags are not white and not green, right? The flag belt's not white, not green. As long as it contrasts and you can clearly see the flag and the flag belt, we're good. Now, they cannot have pockets. They cannot have pockets whatsoever. I think last year we allowed them to tape them. That's a no-go anymore. Cannot tape pockets. So they cannot come out there with shorts that have pockets in them. That also means no exposed drawstrings, just have them tuck them in. Can't have belt loops, and obviously no belts either, right? Anything that creates a loop or a pocket, we can't have. Like that's a major safety issue. So if that is like if they come out there with pockets, I don't care if the whole team comes out there with pockets. We're not letting them play with pockets at all. All right. Call me. If the whole team comes out there with pockets, call me. I'll talk to the coach. But they cannot play with pockets. How picky are we going to be about these shorts and short colors? Doesn't seem to be a safety issue. So we go on this topic if we're playing if they had poorly colored shorts. Yeah, I mean, so the shorts. Um, I mean, we should be picky enough about the color of the flag and the color of the shorts, right? Like, and that's when I'm going to harp on the coaches. And the team really should have all the same color shorts. Um, I if they can also just switch a flag, right? So if we have somebody that if or a team that has the same color flag as their shorts, um, if there's another flag belt available, maybe even from another team, they could switch their flag belts and become legal. But it is a major advantage to have the same color flag and same color shorts. So if that's the case, we need to find a way for them to fix that. All right, shoes and cleats. No color requirements. Can't have metal cleats. I haven't seen these in a long time, but it does have in the rule books. It does have in the rule book that the metal tips on removable cleats. There's like they make some that have just a flat metal piece on the bottom that doesn't that's not sharp or anything. Those are technically legal, but otherwise no metal cleats. Can we require that teams switch belts? That was an issue last year. I mean, we can. I would say call me if we have an entire team that shows up with yellow shorts and yellow flags. Give me a call. I'll talk with the coach. Um, we I don't know that we can require them, but I can help us out of that situation if you give me a call. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. To harp into the coaches on that. All right, let's talk flag belts. So this is a major change. Those of you who have worked NERSA in the past, we're going to the NERSA belts. I This is something I thought I had to fight for with the coaches and ADs to get these flag belts. Um, we had to change because the rule book does specifically say you have to have three flags. If you remember last year's, the vast majority of belts had two flags. So we have to have three. So the way that these belts would work is they're quick release belts. So if you look at this one on the screen, the flag is attached to the belt. The flag does not come off. So essentially, you take this end of the loop, well, you wrap the whole thing around your waist, you take this left end of the loop, and you put that loop inside of this clasp, and it just holds it on. But it's a quick release. So if somebody grabs the flag or somebody just grabs the belt or even just kind of knocks it, it's going to fall off. So instead of the ball being dead when one single flag comes off, the ball is now dead when the clip breaks and the entire belt comes off. So we do need to a couple of things with this. So one is, and we ran into this last year too. We do need to make sure that these flags don't move along the belt like the ones last year, which is a good thing. Um, we do need to make sure they have one flag on each hip and one flag in the back. So before the play, we should be counting flag belts. If we see that somebody's got theirs turned, just have them turn it so we have one on each hip, one in the back. The other piece of this is you can tie these belts. So we have to be on the lookout for these belts getting tied or tied or altered with in some way to where they won't come off. Um, so one of the ways that we're going to do this, there's two ways. One is before the game. One of the reasons I need you on the field 15 minutes ahead is we are going to line up each team and do an equipment check. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to have them pull off their flag belt just to show us to start the game it's not tied, right? Also, after somebody scores, whether it's a touchdown or a try, whoever scores, we're going to have them do a flag check. Now, please don't go pull their flag. Please ask the player to pull their own flag and show you that it's not tied. Normally, when somebody ties this, and again, they're tying it so that it can't come off, right? Obviously, that's kind of an advantage. Normally, what happens is the defense will go for the flag. they'll pull the flag or they'll pull the belt, and they'll literally hold back. Like the runner will keep trying to run, and the defense is just being pulled along because the belt's tied, right? It's not coming off. That's usually how we identify. That's usually what'll happen when somebody ties their flag, and that's easy to identify. Now, we need to, when I talk about that flag check, we need to leave the orange puck on the ground until we've checked the flags. So the referee, do not move the pucks until we've done a flag check. Because if we have a tied flag belt, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It's a previous spot foul, 10 yards. Previous spots and a loss of down. So we need to make sure that we check the flags first. I do think by rule in this book, as with NERSA, that technically it's a disqualification. I'm gonna I'm gonna talk with the coaches about that because I just anticipate we might have some of this the first few weeks, and I don't know that we need to be tossing girls out for this. If they do it, not in, they just don't understand. So I will get with you. I will let you know at the field clinics how we're going to handle that. And then finally, and I'm going a lot on the flag belts, but this is kind of a major thing. Finally, no clothing may cover the flags or the belt, and or the belts, right? Because again, most defenders are actually going to be taught with these flag belts to swipe down the back of the runner. That way, they either catch a flag or they catch the belt. If a shirt is over top of the belt, you can't pull it, right? That's a major advantage. So we need shirts tucked into the shorts or the pants, and the belt clearly on top with nothing over top of it. Optional equipment, most of this is the same. They can wear padding. Um, yeah, we'll talk about hair in a second. They can have some padding on their forearms, hip, knees, thighs, whatever. They just can't have like shoulder pads, like tackle football shoulder pads. They can have arm sleeves. Don't care what color they are. Don't care how many they have. Don't care how big they are. They can wear arm sleeves. They can also have soft headwear. So that means that they can't have like a billed hat. So they can't wear like a baseball cap that has a hard bill on it. They also can't wear something that has a big knot. It has a knot in it, right? Because if they hit their head on the ground, those are going to cause an issue. But we saw it last year. You will see some players with like beanies, like soft beanies. That's fine. And then hair. So they can have hair control devices. That's fine. That includes things like beads. That includes things like bobby pins, obviously hair ties, any of that they can have. So that's fine. That's as long as it's nothing dangerous, they can have that in their hair, and they can wear gloves. All right, to Everett's question, is there any specific hair, especially about hair being tied up? That was a problem last year. Um, there's nothing specifically in the rules that says they need to tie up. Are you saying that the hair is like so long that it's getting by the flags? Is that what you mean? Yeah. Um, yeah, there's nothing specific about that in the rule set. Yeah, there's nothing specific. I'll have to think more about that one. I mean, I mean, theoretically, if it's that long and it's over top the flag belt, and yeah, if it's that long and it's over top the flag belt, theoretically, that could be flag guarding. Um, let me think about. I'm gonna write that one down. Let me think about that one. Large, hard plastic hair clips can be a problem with contact. Yeah. So, Jake, I assume you're talking about like I've I'm out of my element here, what these would be called. The big plastic clips. If we think it's dangerous, then you take it off, right? Like the big plastic clips that if they were to go down and hit their head um and we think are dangerous, yeah, claw clip. Thanks, Everett. Claw clips. I would take those off. I'll put that down to look at too, but I would have them take those off. Make them put their hair out if they had long braids. Yeah, that's something that Lamonte, yeah, that's something that I can let me chat with the coaches and ADs about that. I don't know. I don't think I know we didn't make any rule about that last year that I can remember. Let me talk with them and I'll let you know the field clinics how we're going to handle that. I don't know if we're going to be able to tell to mandate that they have to put it up, but I can yeah, let me work on that. All right. Some examples of illegal equipment. They can't wear any audio or video devices on the field. Players can't wear that. You might see this. We had some of these last year. So they can have a play card. A lot of the teams do have play cards, especially the quarterbacks. They have to have it on the wrist or arm. So they cannot wear it on their waist, right? Because that creates a pocket. So they can wear a play card on their wrist or arm. That's fine. They can't have jewelry. I know we all ran into this last year. So they cannot wear jewelry in any high school sport. That includes uh, earrings, piercings, bracelets, necklaces. Sure, there's more. There's the ones that cut watches. That's what's coming to me. All right. We know that you're going to see this. We also know that you're going to see girls that come out there with with band-aids taped on their ears. Here is how I would like you to handle this, and this is what I'm going to tell the coaches of how we're going to handle it. If you see jewelry, you see piercing, you see earring, any of that, they got to take it out. They can choose not to take it out, but then they can't play, right? It has to come off if you see it. If you have a girl that comes up with Band-Aid taped on their ear, yes, we probably know what's under there. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask them, do you have jewelry on underneath the Band-Aid? If they say yes, they need to take it off because now we know that they have jewelry. It's got to come off. If they say no, it's a wound or whatever. If they say no, we're not messing with it from there. All right. Um, but we had some situations last year where I heard that officials told the player to go put a band-aid on their earring. That cannot happen. If we see jewelry, it's got to come off. All right. And again, that's what I'm going to tell the coaches. Week one, this is again why we need to do a thorough pregame check. Get it off. All right. Eye shade. They can wear eye shade. That's fine. Just can't have any logos, numbers, wording inside the eye shade. Non-padded casts or hard braces on the arms. Obviously, we don't want anything hard on the arms as they're trying to pull flags and going to end up making contact. They can have casts, they can have braces, they just have to be padded. Shoulder pads, can't wear tackle football shoulder pads. We already talked about pockets and belt loops. Can't have sticky substances to catch the ball. And then hand warmers, towels. They can't wear hand warmers around their waist. They cannot keep towels around their waist. It's okay if they have a towel. They just need to put it on they should just throw the towel on the ground um, instead of keeping it on them. That's fine. If the quarterback throws it a few yards behind them, I'm okay with that. They just can't, or even if the center puts it in between the pucks, I'm okay with that too. They just can't, they can't keep it on their waist. Again, we're going to do a thorough pregame check. We'll talk about that in the field clinics. Have the coach verify their team is legal. And then if we have players that, and we will, that are wearing illegal equipment, send them off. I don't need a penalty flag. Um, Send them off. They can't come back on until they fix it.